Doctors never explain this about tinnitus. They say you have to live with it, but you don't have to live with it. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So, when they say you'll just have to live with it, what people assume, and rightfully so, because the doctors never explain this, but what people assume is that their current state, how they feel, the hopelessness, the loss of concentration, they believe that, oh my gosh, this state that I'm in is, I'm going to have to live with that. That's what they think. They aren't given the option to think anything else because they're not, the doctor doesn't sit there and explain this to them and say, listen, how you feel right now is very challenging. You're suffering. It's scary. It's terrifying. But how you feel right now isn't how you're always going to feel. Here is a massive list of millions of people who've recovered. Here's a ton of resources. Here's an application. Here's all of this stuff. Here's literally a mountain of evidence that proves habituation is true, and just backed by just so much scientific research. It's hilarious to not believe it at this point. But and so how are you currently feeling? You don't have to live with that. In fact, you're not going to. In fact, you're going to be okay. The sound itself doesn't need to go away in order for you to be happy and living your life. In fact, habituation is so beautiful that you can return to silence again, even though you still objectively are able to interpret a sound in your awareness. It's a process called habituation. We can get you started on that. You don't have to feel bad. These times right now may be a little bit challenging, but we're going to do some grounding exercises. We're going to get you in touch with some experts, and they're going to help bring you through this, and you're going to be back to normal. That's what every doctor, ENT, and audiologist should say, but it's not. And the reason for this is kind of, well, it's complicated, but it's simple. It's complicated in the sense that I think that it has to do with the lack of understanding, the lack of information, the fact that Western medicine doesn't really see cognitive behavioral therapy, habituation as real cures, because the Western medicine focuses primarily on pills and surgery. So they see mindfulness and thought reframing and these sorts of things as more Eastern medicine. Even though it's grounded in a ton of scientific research and backed with a ton of historical evidence, they still dismiss it. And that's the big problem with Western medicine. That's why sleeping pills are the first line of treatment instead of cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which CBTI rivals sleep medicine for treating insomnia. And CBTI should be the first treatment for insomnia, but it isn't. Just like that, habituation isn't the first line of treatment for tinnitus. Often what is hopelessness. Sorry, you're just going to have to live with it, which isn't true. You don't. And in-ear noise generators, $7,000 in-ear noise generators, and, other really expensive stuff that I mean, there's ENTs on YouTube that charge $3,000 to teach habituation. Blows my mind, but yeah, it's true. But so they really, the lack of understanding, the lack of education, the lack of, I think sympathy in understanding and compassion in the space, mixed with the Western drive to make money at every single turn, it's you can see why they would withhold information and then sell you a $7,000 product, or maybe not tell you fully about how you could go and habituate, or say, oh, there's a $29 a month app that literally will help you do it in like months. Where is the incentive for them? They have more incentive to, turn a blind eye and then shill multiple thousands of dollars of products. I think that the combination of the lack of understanding, the lack of education, mixed with how Western medicine operates, and they don't really see Eastern medicine as, I think they see more as pseudoscience, to be honest with you, even though it's grounded in a ton of evidence. They don't take it seriously, mixed with the fact that there are options that cost a lot of money that they would rather push because they make a ton of money doing that. You can see how you would get into a situation where they would just not tell you everything. And maybe for a lot of ENTs and doctors and audiologists, it's from a innocent place in their heart. They just don't know. And from other places, it is malicious. It is them trying to profit. And you really the problem is you go into an ENT and you don't know which one it's going to be. And it could the reaction that you get, the treatment that you get, the counsel that you get could range. It could be completely they're there to help you and they give you all of the right information, and it could be they're out to just scam you. And I've noticed this with when I was in America and I went to get teeth work done. I went to one dentist. She said that I needed 4 crowns, each crown costing $2,000 or like 1,000 or something, and I was paying out of pocket. I didn't have a dental insurance because I was an entrepreneur. She said I needed 4 crowns, right? So she was trying to get me upwards $6,000-7,000 of dental work. And then I literally went to another dentist, and he's like, "No, I wouldn't crown those teeth. They're fine. I would just give you a filling, and that's it." And he gave me a filling, and I walked out paying $200. So, but this is the West for you. So one person is going to try and show you $10,000 of product, and the other person is like, "No, all you need is a $200 filling." I'm the guy on the other side. I'm the dentist that's like, you don't need all of that stuff. Here's something, $29 a month. You could just use this, and you're going to be just fine. And join the Discord and come on in, talk to me. We're going to take care of you. It's going to be great. You don't have anything to worry about. I'm that person. And then there are people who will just pull the rug out from underneath of you, and they're in this space. So anyway, I say all that because like the doctors and the ENTs telling you you're just gonna have to live with it, they don't know what they're talking about. How you feel right now, you don't have to live with, because how you feel right now isn't how you're always going to feel. You're gonna feel better. And yeah, you're gonna return to silence. It's called habituation. So yeah, you're just gonna have to live with it. Complete lie. It is a lie. I can tell you that right now. It is a lie. I have habituated. I have my silence back. I feel so much better than what I did. I'm back to normal. Well, better than normal. So clearly I didn't have to live with it. So that's a lie. Doctors, if you're watching, you need to stop saying that. And if you're watching and you're a doctor and you don't know how tinnitus works, just watch all of my videos and really get yourself up to speed on this stuff, because this literally could be life and death for some people. It really could. It really could. This is the difference from someone suffering and someone not suffering. So, if we vow to do no harm, we need to educate ourselves on tinnitus, and we need to start getting truthful and honest information to patients that come in. So doctors, that's your work if you're watching. Anyone else, your job, smash that subscribe button, because it doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps the algorithm to get this hope to a lot of people who are suffering. I thank you so much for each and every one of you that supports this channel. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate all of you, and I will talk to you all later. Make sure to comment below. Whether you like, hate, I don't care what it is, as long as it's honest. Go to the comment section. I read the comments, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.